As we step into 2024, the conventional wisdom on personal growth and self-improvement may not cut it for everyone. Sometimes it takes a fresh perspective and an unconventional approach to truly upgrade your life. In this video, I am going to explore some out-of-the-box advice and some unconventional thinking that can help you to embark on a transformative journey in the coming year. Now, if you have watched me here on YouTube before, then welcome back. But if you are new to my channel, then welcome. I'm Dr. Kim Foster and I'm an MD turned coach and wellness expert. I was a family doctor for 20 years before leaving the healthcare system, and I now run a successful coaching business, and I am the founder of the Wellness Coach Academy, where we train aspiring wellness coaches and help them to build their businesses. So here on YouTube, I talk about wellness and business, and I share a whole lot of tips to help you to master the art of living well. So if those are things that you're interested in, then go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any of my new videos. Now, let's get into the topic for this video, which is how to upgrade your life for the year ahead. And the main things that I want to focus on today are your identity and your self-concept, because I have truly come to understand that these factors are the linchpin for your personal development. And they are really the make or break if you want to elevate your lifestyle and live an extraordinary life. That's because your identity and your self-concept are the lenses that you perceive and interact with the world through. They influence everything you do, every decision that you make, and every action that you take or don't take. If you don't feel worthy of having an upgraded lifestyle or improving your life in some way, then you are going to be working against yourself the whole way. You might really want to start taking better care of yourself or cultivating a fabulous social life or whatever, but if deep down you don't feel worthy of either of those things, then you're just not going to take the steps necessary to bring that new reality about. You'll be sabotaging yourself, and you'll probably be doing it without even realizing it. Now, this is a big topic and has a lot of facets to it, but in this video, I want to focus on 3 different ways that we can start to work on bringing an elevated self-image to our daily lives and our daily reality. And these are things that you can start to work on right now. Now, the first one is your non-negotiables. So what are non-negotiables? Well, non-negotiables are the unwavering principles and values that you are unwilling to compromise on, regardless of external pressures or circumstances. These core beliefs serve as the backbone of your identity and your self-concept. They are your fundamental, unchanging beliefs, and they represent the essence of who you are and what you stand for. And you do not make exceptions when it comes to these values. So what are some examples? Well, non-negotiables, they can include principles like honesty, integrity, and respect. For example, if honesty is a non-negotiable value for you, you will not compromise it, even if it means facing challenges or consequences. For me, my family is a non-negotiable as I work on improving myself and building my company, or really any other pursuit that I might have. I always make sure that I am doing it in a way that does not compromise quality time or non-negotiable experiences with my family. If an opportunity comes my way that conflicts with that, then it's a no for me. So how do you establish your non-negotiables? First, you need to identify your core values and beliefs. And you do want to do some self-reflection or some journaling and just determine which values are most important to you. Identify which of these would fall into the category of your non-negotiables. Like, which core value are you unwilling to compromise on, no matter what the situation? Next, set clear boundaries around these non-negotiables, indicating what is acceptable and what is not. And finally, and this is really crucial, commit to upholding your non-negotiables in your daily life, even when faced with challenges. Okay, so that's element number 1, your non-negotiables. The next one, element number 2, is your standards. And this one truly is where the magic lies. Your non-negotiables are kind of like your bedrock. And to be honest, there's probably probably not a lot of room for movement there. But you need to know where that bedrock is so that you're then free to work on building upwards and building a life that truly excites you. And that's where standards come in. So standards are a set of expectations or principles that guide your own behavior, your choices, and the actions that you take in various areas of your life. They represent what you consider acceptable or desirable. Now, unlike non-negotiables, standards can be flexible and adaptable. You can adjust your standards based on your goals, your circumstances, and your personal growth. They may change over time as you evolve. In fact, I'm sure that they will change over time. I think of standards as a tool for creating a new lived experience for myself in whatever area that I am working on. So let me tell you a story to help to illustrate this concept. And this might seem like kind of a trivial thing, but I think that it will just help you to understand. It's about making my bed in the morning. Now, in the past, for me, this just was not a priority. It seemed like such a little insignificant thing. But I started paying attention to how I felt every time I walked back into the bedroom throughout the day. And I noticed that it kind of brought my mood down just a fraction, like seeing that messy bed. It kind of made me feel like I didn't really have my act together, that maybe I was just too busy or frantic or whatever. It just wasn't a very empowering feeling. So I decided that I was going to work on it. And where I started was just creating a standard for myself. I am a woman who makes her bed in the morning. And creating that phrase for myself had real power. It made it really easy for me to do it. I mean, it's not really like a time thing. It only just takes a minute or two to make a bed in a simple way. So I just started saying this phrase to myself. I am a woman who makes her bed in the morning. And not only did it shift my behavior because I started, of course, making my bed, which is now a properly ingrained habit, but it also subtly shifted my self-concept. I started thinking of myself as this more competent, in control woman who has her act together. Upgraded standards are all about the expectations and the principles that you set for yourself in various aspects of your life. They act as kind of a blueprint for your behavior and your decision making. When you raise your standards, you create a more robust mechanism for personal growth and self-improvement. So how do you set upgraded standards? Well, step number one is to choose an area of your life that you want to upgrade. So reflect on your values and your priorities when it comes to that specific area, and then define clear and specific goals for that area. So it could be your eating habits, your exercise regimen, your relationships, whatever. So when you have a vision for your goal in that area, then create a standard for yourself that reflects how the person who has already achieved that goal would be living right now. So let's take the exercise one. Let's say that you have a goal of finally getting super fit. Well, what standard would someone who is already fit have for themselves? They might say, I am a woman who works out every day, even if I don't feel like it. So then you adopt that standard for yourself. Let's do another example. Let's say that self-care is something that you really want to work on in the new year. So you could establish a standard that says, I am a woman who practices self-care rituals every morning. Or maybe you want to get even more specific and you know that your goal is to practice gratitude every day, reflecting on the things that you're thankful for so that you can set a positive tone for the day. So you might create a standard that says, I am a woman who starts her day with gratitude. Or maybe you have a goal of being better at drinking water because you know that proper hydration is crucial for overall health and vitality. So then you can set a standard that says, I am a woman who hydrates her body. You'll start your morning by drinking a glass of water to, of course, rehydrate your body after your night's sleep. The magic is in the words, I am a woman who. Obviously, it does not have to be woman. It can be, of course, man or just person. I am a person who. So what I would love for you to do is to design a new standard statement for yourself. It can be in absolutely any area of your life you want to upgrade, and write it in the comments below. I would love to see what you come up with. And there is a lot of power in writing down your new standard and sharing it with the world. Okay, so our first strategy was to define our non-negotiables, and our second strategy is to create standards for ourselves. So now we are going to look at the third approach, which is about boundaries. Because while the first two are primarily internal and how you make choices for yourself, boundaries are all about how you interact with the world and other people. So in a nutshell, boundaries are the lines that you draw to protect your emotional, mental, and physical well-being. They define how you allow others to treat you and the extent to which you are willing to engage in certain situations. So what will you tolerate and what are you no longer available for? And what will you allow? Healthy boundaries are really important when it comes to shaping your self-concept and maintaining your self-image and your self-identity. So how to set boundaries? Well, start by identifying areas of your life where boundaries are needed, such as work, personal relationships, or social interactions. Then decide what your boundaries are. Decide what you are available for and what you are not available for. From there, you're going to need to communicate, of course, your boundaries very clearly and assertively to others. This isn't always easy, especially if you've had really blurry boundaries in the past, but it's like a muscle. With practice, you will get better at it. The key is to strive for consistency in maintaining your boundaries and just to avoid compromising them to please others. Again, this is something that's very challenging for many of us. It's also a good idea to regularly review and adjust your boundaries to align with your evolving needs and standards. So let me know in the comments, what is one boundary that you are going to establish going forward? I would love to see it. So let's just recap the 3 strategies that you can use to elevate your identity and as a result, upgrade your life are: 1, establish your non-negotiables. 2 is create upgraded standards for yourself. And 3 is define your boundaries and protect them. Upgraded standards and non-negotiables help you to define who you want to become and what you stand for. As you consistently uphold these standards and principles, you will build a much more positive self-image and develop a deeper sense of self-worth over time. Also, when you protect your well-being with very clear boundaries, you send a powerful message to yourself and others. And this message reinforces your self-esteem and your self-respect and boosting your confidence and self-worth. It becomes like a circular thing. Upgraded standards lead to a stronger identity, which leads you to further upgrade your standards. Doing this work also gives you a strong sense of purpose. Knowing what you stand for and the principles that you use to guide your life provides you with a sense of purpose and direction. It shapes your identity in a way that empowers you to lead a life that is more fulfilling and meaningful. Okay, so that is what I wanted to cover today. Now, if you want some more in-depth help with this, I invite you to download my workbook called Change Your Mindset, Change Your Life for free. I will put the link in the description box. It will walk you through a very simple process for elevating your mindset as the foundation for an elevated life for yourself. As always, I would love to hear from you. What is one new standard statement that you are going to adopt in the new year? Let me know in the comments. Okay, that's a wrap for this video. Take care, have a wonderful day, and I will see you again very soon.